Let me open. I got Twitch on my phone, so I can see the chat if anyone appears and asks.
And I'm twitching.
Right,
let's roll with it.
It's live, man. Go.
I'll run through it. Right, let's do a rolling intro. Like you roll on it, you roll it, you roll it, and hello, welcome to the first Stonxcast. My name is James. I play the drums part, and Ollie plays the bass. So, Ollie, would you like to say hello?
Hello.
That's not true. The roles are not clearly defined. We really have a compartmentalization issue. So this is our first live stream / podcast / video augmentation to the sonic wonder that is Stonx music and everything that it encompasses, including Ollie's solo project, which is Score Unknown, which is dubstep and electro, sort of like a 2010 vibe. You know, that weird period where everyone just like attributed like whatever unpleasant words. Someone missed out though. I would have called stuff like moist. I hate that word more than like dirty. So he's had a release as Score Unknown out, was April the 1st. It was not an April Fool's. I don't think people should be making jokes right now, really. Not
it's fine.
So yeah, that came out April 1st, and I also operate under the moniker of, I don't even know if that'd be the right word, under the pseudonym of Ashima. There you go. You got a little visual there, and I make like lo-fi. Well, lo-fi if I've like broken the mix, and quite a hi-fi sort of trip hop grime stuff like that. So I've got a release coming out hopefully midway through May, if there are even still ears to release it to at that point. So yeah, we've been over the last 3 or 4 months, we have a little bit longer, we have been releasing a EP or some kind of release every month. We've been trying to build a back catalogue, and we're basically moving towards a sort of massive musical community with interactive learning. There's Patreon levels, there's obviously the Twitch that we're doing this on. We want your money.
YouTube, we got merch, we got.
Sorry. Yeah, we're on the pathway to just sort of trying to turn what we love into something that we can spend the rest of our lives doing and helping other people do. And merch. Products. Robert Evans, in one of my favorite podcasts, does the most brilliant, like, disconnected, blunt, like, lead-ins to the ads and stuff. So if we ever end up advertised, I'd like to do it like that.
Do you watch Internet Comment Etiquette with Eric?
I think I have. Yeah, I think I've seen a couple of them.
He does the best adverts, in my opinion.
I'm so saturated with internet content, though, that like honestly, it's all a big grey mess.
Fucking yeah, that's it.
Fuck me, I put too many sweeteners in that coffee. That's absolutely destroyed the delicate dripped Hario that I've bloody...
Peppermint tea, Fessaments.
Peppermint tea, yeah, you've gone all bloody zen though, haven't you?
Yeah. Like... We groove. So yeah, this month we had my release, Subsonic Propulsion Machine. That was a 5-track EP.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about that? And then we can sort of tie it in, and we'll explain a little bit about the Stonx lore, and we can explain how the fuck we ended up branding everything with plague doctors in the middle of fucking COVID-19.
I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to.
It was a mistake. It wasn't necessarily a mistake, because obviously we've run with it, but we were not aware, nor were we the engineers of the COVID-19 virus. The fact that we released plague doctors and the Funkatron with the obviously quite risque artwork on it, we had no idea that Wuhan clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
I'll bring this up because I think. Oh, I need to get my bloody thing.
I'm really worried that I might have accidentally just racist the live stream.
Oh, that's fine. We can edit it out.
I'm pretty sure Wuhan clan ain't nothing to fuck with is appreciative humour enough that I'm not about to go to prison.
No, it's fine.
I don't believe it is the Chinese flu or anything. I think it could have happened anyway.
China.
I think we could have. I think at this point we've pushed the climate up, and we are just in the
it doesn't matter
Goldilocks zone for these kind of things.
It doesn't matter, mate, wherever it came from.
If it wasn't China, it was going to be somewhere else. To be honest,
That's
I think
it.
we've slightly cooked the biscuit.
That's the one. Yeah, so I was just saying, my EP came out this month. I wasn't really going to go on about it. I was just going to go backwards on our releases. So
I know, but I put you on the spot now, so if I can tell us about it.
5-track EP. It's all about the bloop. The bloop's the first track, and that is an underground sound that a few years ago, someone picked up. And
Not to be mixed up with the Sound of the Underground. That
Sound
very,
of the
very.
Underground.
I was going to say poor pop tune, but it's a bit of a banger, to be fair.
So
Is that Girls Aloud? One of their premiere tunes?
Was it?
Yeah. Look at that fucking thing, Jesus!
So I was doing my conspiracy
Looks
research.
like Lexi in the morning.
I was doing my conspiracy research as always, and I came across this ultra low frequency, high amplitude underwater sound detected by the US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in 1997. So there was like bare controversy around it. It ended up just being a underwater volcano, but that didn't stop me taking the idea, and I basically had this whole concept that I had to build a subsonic propulsion machine to investigate the bloop, travel down to the Hadal Zone, the lowest point in the ocean, and make a load of dubstep on the way. I don't know. I just felt like doing a concept album for once, and I really enjoyed it. Just put loads of underwater sounds in everything, and just had fun.
And this is so this is kind of it was talking about these ideas, and obviously Ollie's artwork's so decent and creative that kind of drew us into the sort of like the Stonx lore idea, which is giving a bit of fantasy, you know, putting a bit of lore, a bit of story, tying all the EPs together. So the basic outline of the story is like Ashima and Score Unknown, who are the avatars and obviously our two solo projects. They are plague doctors that way back when discovered a very, very modern piece of equipment that caused them to become immortal. They are now trapped in their plague doctor bodies, and they are searching for the perfect base womp ratio, which will free them from their forms and allow them to finally die. So when they released their first EP, they were contacted by a SWAT unit, which you might see on the street soon.
Tactical Base Response Unit.
Called the Tactical Base Response Unit, which is where we got the first name for the EP. So here are these guys here. Yeah, you might be seeing a lot of that. Again, released all before this happened. All before this fucking happened, guys. Then we followed it up with a Christmas release because you might
Everyone loves the Christmas
the last dying twitches of capitalism. And then obviously we have Plague Doctors the Funkatron. So this is the Plague Doctors finding the same piece of equipment that put them in this mess in the first place, the Funkatron. And they're trying to use it again to find the perfect base to womp ratio, but essentially it's just going to fuck their shit up again. So that's what the tracks are sort of centered around. A very hectic, very well, they sound quite unstable, especially the Funkatron, because it essentially is broken. The track is broken,
completely broken.
I don't know why. It is just broken. You know, when you get that bit, I don't know, like a lot of some of you listening to this will be pretty you'll have a pretty good idea of what you're doing with DAWs and stuff. Like, have you ever got that thing where like it's fine, but it's not fine? Like everything you touch moves. It's like you suddenly, it's like someone's like spiked you up with mescaline in the middle of your like. Why have I gone for that analogy? Like, it's not like that. It's like a different thing that won't get me in trouble. And it makes things very hard. Like everything that we were moving, every time we tried to like surgically cue something, it would just jar out. I don't know, man. It was a weird one.
And then by the end of it, I don't even know what version of the project was the one we released.
Yeah,
we went back to look at the track and
we just put it out there.
Missing bits.
Sorry, it sounds sick though. The more I listen to it, the more I like it for its sort of its fluid, voracious nature. I think it's a bit of it's like a cheeky. It's almost like, you know, you want something. It's like a pair of trainers that you roughed up a bit.
Yeah, it's got a bit of dirt, got a bit of groove. It's a nice little track.
So yeah, that's the lore so far. We're don't know. I'll make it up. I'll make it up as I go along. So I don't know how I'm going to work my next EP into it, but I'll fucking do it.
My whole plan with Subsonic Propulsion Machine is that's powered by the Funkatron. So
you ram that in the fucking arse of the sub, and that's what happened.
Sorted.
Oh, so now everything disappeared. So you put that in the bum of the sub, and the sub then goes down, powered by the button. Fun.
We all good. So I don't know. Maybe your next EP ties into Subsonic Propulsion Machine. Whatever I found, or create some kind of dismay and panic. I mean, I don't want to leak.
My next EP might be released on Slate. You know what I mean? Like it's just like only performed live and only when the time is right during the day that the air is safe.
Yeah, I mean, we can leak the title of the tracks. What are they? We've got London. It's the London 2 track is the name at the moment.
It's called London 2 track, my new EP, and it was basically it's another concept because then the music doesn't have to be as good. So yeah, you know. So it's just about in these crazy hectic times, Ashima and Score Unknown. It's basically just meet this guy and end up taking a load of packet and going on a night out. Like it's mental, and then obviously it's the come down the next day. So it's just homage to a misspent youth.
What are the 2 tracks? Urban Decay and
no, it's Urban Rampage and Inertia Decay.
Inertia Decay.
And the idea is you've got a section of the first track that's played really quietly in the second track, and it kind of mimics the kind of basically when you go to a rave for hours and hours and hours, it starts to like dent your mental health. So you start hearing like the
song,
the melody lines in like I used to get it real bad in the Extractor fans and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of an homage to that.
I always think what was
because I'm fucking
Spaced.
Ruthless. I'll just glue to the coffee now. I'm a coffee boy.
You remember Spaced? Is it Terry?
Tires, mate.
Tires, that's
it.
Literally.
That's what you mean. Like when you see that in a TV program, you legitimately know that the person wrote it has actually gone raving and has been like in their kitchen the next day with the kettle on, just like, oh, why is it a respace?
It's the riser. The kettle's a riser. Oh yeah.
Kettle's a riser.
Kettle's a riser. Kettle's a riser, love.
Coronavirus gonna come up inside you. Sorry.
So that's the Stonx project basically.
Kettle's a riser.
I mean,
I'll put that in a tune.
Kettle's a riser. That's the whole Stonx project really in a nutshell. We're trying to release an EP every month, whether it's Stonx us combined or Score Unknown and Ashima us separate. All of our stems are available if you're a Patreon supporter. We've got these live streams. I've done a couple of bass design things and stuff like that. I've got some of my Neuro bass pack is on Bandcamp, so we might put some more stuff like that up, some more sounds for people to use.
Yeah, we're basically another part of this is the ethos behind it is we're getting we're getting socialism straight to the main line with this. Music, once you made it, it's done. Give it somewhere else. Anything you don't use, because not everything you make is crap, so just give it somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't want to start shitting on other people, but I do feel like there's a lot of gatekeepers in this industry. There's a lot of industry secrets.
I obviously wouldn't ever mention anyone by name, but I had a guy I had to unfriend on my Facebook because he was like literally. It was like just watching his Facebook was like watching someone stand in front of the Black Gate and Mordor, like, and he's only been like moderately successful for a couple of months. And like every other post is him just rinsing on some other person trying to get started, and it's just like, oh mate, like, I'm surprised you got time to make any tunes. Yeah. And then I listened to his tunes, and I was like, oh, you don't. So that's why. Again, I won't mention anyone by name, but yeah, fuck that guy.
And then we're blessed that we got each other, so I think the project works a lot better. Yeah. You know, while you're working on Tractor, I'm sorting out some of the website things. You know, it's a two-pronged attack.
I'll talk a bit about this now for a sec. So I've been, thanks to like the again, to use a similar analogy, 2 birds with 1 stone, the Black Gate of Mordor of anxiety. I bought a tractor like a year and a half ago. I plugged it in yesterday. Finally got around to actually doing it, and yeah, it's been going really well actually. So I'm looking forward to doing a little mini mix by the end of either today or tomorrow, which will be some down tempo stuff. Some sort of like Bonobo, Boards of Canada. What else have I got on there? What have I bothered to actually fucking metadata? Some other stuff, man. Like plenty of Bonobo, plenty of Boards of Canada, plenty of RJD2, bit of Emancipator, stuff like that. The nice stuff, the good stuff.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and do a mini mix of that. I'll try and get a preview of London 2 track up for you guys pretty soon as well. I had, obviously, as you might have seen on the socials, I had a blowout of my Asus fucking Brogstrix Beauty gaming laptop. However, because my missus is just fantastic, I've got backup. So I've got an HP ProBook, which is just like, it's just So it's fine. It's literally just flat out fine. So yeah, I'm chuffed.
I mean,
with
think
that.
about what we
So,
started making music on, and what we've got now are fucking powerhouse
Yeah.
machines. I got 32 gig of RAM in this beast. It's pointless.
Yeah, but your laptop literally has its own postcode.
So yeah, you know, it's
You know
good
what I
though.
mean?
There was an old thing
Yeah.
I always remember.
You tried to back it up and it started going. Burp, 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 burp. Oi, that was. I liked that. I'm sorry. Keep that in.
Will do. No, I was just saying. There's a thing I remember from a Skrillex interview way back 2012 or whatever. And someone saying about making music and your computer crashing and stuff. He said it doesn't matter how much money you have, how good a PC you have, you're always going to run it to the red. You're always going to get that CPU at 110%.
Yeah, man.
You know, the more
Fucking hell,
powerful...
man. I'd forgotten how much those 2009 iMacs like heated up, and like because the whole thing is like a heatsink.
That's good. That's like the whole back of the screen, isn't it?
Oh, this is an interesting story. Like little anecdote for the live stream. So Apple actually released a computer once that failed 100% of the time, and it just basically, I think, I don't know if this is absolutely correct, but there was some sort of confusion or fight at the end between the cooling system, and it just ended up being released with no cooling system. So people just turned it. Oh, hang on, wait, give me 2 seconds, because this is worth it. Look this up. This is interesting. I'm also pretty sure. Sorry, Carl Smallwood. I'm pretty sure I'm jacking your content. So you can send me an email or something. We'll sort something out. Apple computer failed 100% of the time. Go onto YouTube and watch. Oh fucking hell! I've dropped the mouse. Go onto YouTube and watch Carl Smallwood. Please, Jesus Christ, tell me I haven't just broken my girlfriend's mouse. That's not the URL, guys. Right. That's alright. It's fine. Yeah. So it's what was it called? Oh, don't just
the
show
Apple computer so bad it failed 100% of the time.
Yeah,
that's literally what it's called.
So we've talked about Apple a few.
Hang on 2 seconds.
I'm not going to play it. I don't want to get copyright strike.
What was the model?
I don't know. It doesn't actually say in the.
Was it the Apple III? Yeah, it was the Apple III. So the Apple III. Here we go. Yeah. Steve Jobs insisted on the. Oh, here we go. This is a classic Wozniak versus Jobs thing. Like, because Steve Jobs just like God rest his soul or whatever you want, but he was a fucking moron. He was one of the biggest grifters out there, man. Steve Jobs insisted on the idea of having no fan or air vents in order to make the computer run quietly, which I will say, in its essence, does make sense. Jobs would later push this same ideology onto almost all Apple models he had control of. But yeah, so essentially it was released with no fan, so it had 100% hardware failure.
Perfect. Can't go wrong with Apple. I remember when we were at college, they said you can't crash a Mac. It took us like 2 days.
I managed to crash myself quite a few times as well.
At least I didn't crash the car.
Do you remember when you used to get out of the car in the car park when it was going like 10 miles an hour?
Yeah,
and
we used to do the ghosties. Yeah, man,
yeah,
the ghosties.
That was less than okay.
That's all right. It's over 15 years ago, so I can't be told off for it now.
That's true.
Hopefully. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Statute of crimes or something.
I don't know. Well, fuck it.
Right, anyway, what were we talking about?
Oh, I don't even know anymore. I do have a list up the top here if you want to move on to all the awesome stuff that companies have been doing during the COVID crisis.
Yeah, we can start running down the list. So obviously, because we're working towards wanting to give away a lot of our created stuff for free. We also like the idea of the companies that are stepping outside of what they are obligated to do.
It's a tough one. I mean,
helping people out.
Yeah, it's a tough one because the entertainment industry's taken a massive hit. I've got a few stats here from like the Musicians Union. They're reporting £13.9 million of lost earnings in the Musicians Union. So, the entertainment industry's taken a big hit. It's really nice for these companies that are making money, like SoundCloud, Focusrite, and PRS, and all these people. They're kind of stepping up their game and doing something for us musicians and entertainment industry. So,
well, why don't you run us through what's going on and who's doing it then?
Yeah, I've got a few different things here. I'll start with SoundCloud, PRS, and that lot, and then move on to some actual like free VSTs and stuff that we get. So I got an email from SoundCloud the other day. They're talking about their blog and all the new stuff that they're giving out. So there's this, which I've not actually, don't think I've done it on Stonx yet. I need to log into our PayPal. Yeah, I've not done it. I've done it on.
You were talking about this the other day, weren't you?
I've done it on Score Unknown. So you've got this little button here, so you can just press to support. Go straight to like your PayPal.me, and then people can support us that way. Or you can set it up to link to your merch or whatever you want like that. So it's just a nice big banner button to help get some income in these trying times.
Yeah.
The other things that they've done that are pretty cool is on our Twitch now, we're Twitch affiliates because we have SoundCloud Pro that we pay for. That entitled us to get Twitch affiliate. So if you already had a Twitch account and you have SoundCloud Pro, little form you have to fill in, bam, it's done. Super simple.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, like if you want something from us and like you just want to talk to us about it, see if we'll give it to you, or you want to just like pay a little bit of money for like it wouldn't be anything small, we'd just give that away for free. But if you wanted like, I don't know, like an hour like chat with us for an amount of money and we'll tell you some stuff about music production, we'll do that. Give us a
I'd happily
we've got no structure to it at the moment, so just give us a message. And it's a bit of an unprecedented time. I'm not furloughed from work yet, but I will be within 8 weeks.
Yeah, well, we've set up the Patreon to be we've got our Discord that it's only us and one other person at the moment, but we chat on there. Got tutorials and stuff that we put up on there. One of the tiers for our Patreon is for us to help with your tracks. So yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to waiver the Patreon support if someone messaged us and said, "Yeah, man, we'll do different pricing and stuff." And I'm a nice guy. If you ring me and be like, "Hey, man, my money, like my baby mama or something," I'll probably just give you some stems. Yeah, I mean, we've got some remixes and things going on at the moment. We've got a friend of mine, Keen Boy. He's done a bunch of vocals for us on some of our tracks.
Yeah, man, he's representing. That's quite nice. The little guy. That's some over the pond love as well. He's from the US.
And then we've got a friend of mine.
I've got to say, big. Oh well, carry on.
I was just saying, a friend of mine, Rich. He's remastering and not remixing, but remix downing. I don't know. It needs to be a bit of word for that.
He's got a bunch of solid state Logic hardware that he's augmenting our mixes with, because we have a tendency to just cobble shit together and get on a boat.
It's all good.
It's not a bad idea.
So yeah, I'll just So if you want anything, message us.
One thing I was going to say is, as we were mentioning Keenboy from the US as well, I just want to say to everyone, I work very closely with a lot of American people in my day job, so I just want to shout out and say keep safe. It sounds like your government's handling this even worse than ours, so I'm very, very sorry that you got lumped with the even worse situation, but just look after yourself. You know how it is. You got to just survive, man.
That's it.
Because it doesn't look like he's looking after you. He's just gone full dementia, hasn't he? So much. Yeah, to all our guys over in the US and stuff, like, yeah, just keep yourself safe.
Much love, keep safe. At least you're probably sitting on some guns at least.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I guess in that country, the government can't fuck with you as much. Well, I guess they can, though. They pull your healthcare away. It doesn't matter if you've got a gun if you've got no healthcare.
Yeah, that's it. But gun is your healthcare, isn't it?
Yeah, this is my healthcare.
Around the back.
This is my healthcare, my insurance. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's not a world we want to cultivate.
No.
We want to cultivate a world where you've got the amount of insurance that you don't need a firearm. Fucking hell.
Right, I'm talking about SoundCloud.
Tell them about the shit.
I'm talking about SoundCloud. I'm talking about good stuff. Right, so we got our direct support fan button up. We've got $5 million in promotion that SoundCloud are putting out. So anyone on SoundCloud, if you put hashtag get more plays in your tags and your metadata, they're picking, I think, 5 or 10 artists every month to repost, give promotion, 5 million worth of promotion. There's another thing that SoundCloud have had for a long time, which is their Repost by SoundCloud. and that's their distribution service. So we use DistroKid for our distribution. That gets us on iTunes, Google, YouTube, Deezer, blah, 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 Heart Radio, iTunes, fucking billion things. I don't even know. There's the massive list of stuff. Repost by SoundCloud. There used to be a threshold of like you need 1,000 plays a month and stuff like that. Now anyone can apply for it. So I don't know if you're guaranteed to get it still. It's not necessarily free distribution, but they're opening up their books for anyone to apply for that. And then they've also got a $10 million artist acceleration program. I've read a bit about this, but basically same thing. I've applied for it for us. If they like your shit, they're going to help you out. So whatever that means.
Get involved.
You know, if you go on there...
give all this stuff a try, guys, because at the moment it's going to be... I would assume, even if there's a massive influx, you'll understand, because of the subjective nature of music, it is very, very much... And the person who's listening to it can't get away... They can't remove themselves from this.
Yeah.
It's very much the mood of the person listening to it that is the ride of your success. I mean, that's the dice roll that everyone takes. At the moment, I think, despite some of the behavior you might be seeing out there at the moment, people are in quite a receptive mood. They want to make people feel better, or at least I think there might be enough good people left in the world that they might be having that overall effect sometimes. So send your music out to people at the moment, man, because they've probably got quite a receptive ear.
Yeah, SoundCloud has reported 50% increase in uploads since COVID.
Yeah,
so
you see people are just churning stuff out at home.
Not even just that. I got a friend of mine, Jim. He's been working on an album for like 2 years now, and every time I talk to him, I'm like, put the fucking album out. It's not going to get any better. And finally, he's like gone, well, shit's hit the fan. I might as well put the album out. I'm like, thank God.
Good on you, Jim. So, that's one of the hardest things you can do in production is look at your shit and just be like, I need to show this to people now, and I need to be okay with whatever they say about it from this point.
That's it. He's been sending me demos for literally like 2 years with different vocals, different this. He's changed it so much. He could have written 10 albums by now. But that's something hard. It's hard to get over, isn't it?
We'll probably do a whole podcast on like anxiety and how it can affect your sort of like production schedule and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's worth talking about, because obviously I've I've done a lot of like self-building over the last 2 years, so I've got some techniques that at least work for me, and they can come across in a kind of colloquial, kind of fun way that you can listen to, that maybe it won't sound like someone's trying to tell you shit.
Yeah, I mean, when we released Ashima's first EP, you were well nervous about that, and
that's what I was going to bring up. Actually, that's interesting. That's what I was going to bring up, and then one thing I'm very much a rip the Band-Aid off person with this. Like, I'm very much, I'm one of those people that I'll always force myself. If I sit down and I've forgotten something, I'll get straight back up, no matter how much of a bastard it is. And it works in the same way. Like, so the preview that I released for my first EP was basically a compilation of all the bits where I thought the audio was fucked. And obviously I released that to people first and just got the feedback. And it turns out there wasn't anything big wrong with it anyway. Yeah. But that was a very good way of sanding down and just ripping the Band-Aid off that anxiety. And I know that can be effective for a lot of people, because I know there's a generalized approach with anxiety attacks that you just allow it to get as bad as it's going to get as quickly as possible. And it never gets that bad, and you don't die, and then you know.
That's it. Once that EP was out.
It's a kind of thing I've utilized there, really, which is just, man, you've been listening to this shit all day long, and you're going to hear stuff in it that no one else can hear. So run it past. I don't even think too much constructive criticism is that good. Run it past one person you know and you trust. It's another reason why doing this as a twosome is so good. Because if you've got one other producer, honestly, get a little bit of market research on your tunes. But if a lot of the time, and this isn't me trying to be overprotective of myself, if you ask someone who doesn't really understand music to critique your tunes, they will usually, and a lot of people are in this mindset anyway, a lot of people say if you ask for criticism, they have asked you to find criticism. And it's not that you've asked for. You've asked for a fair and equal feedback. And what they will do is they will try and find something to critique you on, because that's what they think you've asked for. And it never really is. And I've seen that kind of dissonance with people giving feedback all the time. It's quite interesting. But yeah, so one technique is ripping the band-aid off your anxiety, because by the time I'd released the EP, because I'd already done that, fuck it, I didn't care, and it was great to release.
Yep. Whilst you're on this, let me just promote this website I found. Totally free. I used this for the new EP. howsmytrack.com. It's totally free. You upload your tracks, you get put into a group of 3 or 5 people, and you don't get to see your feedback until you've given them feedback. And then there's a rating system, so if someone gives you shit feedback, like needs more EQ, which is one that I've had before.
I like things that encourage you not to just be a prick.
That's it. So if you give better feedback, you get put into better groups. So I actually had some fucking really good feedback from some of the people on here. It's all anonymous. So yeah, that's, rather than asking someone who might have an agenda, this is totally anonymous feedback for your tracks. You can't go wrong, really.
Yeah, because essentially out there, realistically, unless you're checking yourself all the time, you probably have an agenda.
It's tough, isn't it? Everyone's got an agenda for something.
Sorry, audience. Not present company excluded.
Yeah, man. Right, should we move on to some other bits? Some other
yeah. So what else is going on?
So Musicians Union, they've what are they actually doing? Yeah, if you've been a member for the last 2 years, I was a member like 5 years ago, and I stopped paying because it's fucking wasting my money because I wasn't doing that many gigs.
Ollie does this. He signs up for things, and then slowly but surely he realises that he shouldn't give them money.
It's my fucking money. But yeah, they're giving around £200 to members who have been affected. So I've had a bunch of session gigs that have been cancelled this year.
Is that affected or infected?
No. People that have been affected by COVID. So I've had a bunch of session gigs that I was doing this year cancelled. If I was a member, which costs about £200 a year anyway, they would have given me £200. Hey! But still, that's better than a kick in the face. If you use the Musicians Union, because they give you legal support and everything, if it's something you use, then that's really good. They're helping you out. That's just, you see down here they've got...
It's almost like unions are a good thing.
Strange that, isn't it?
It's almost like unions are a good thing.
Anyway, we'll move along.
That's actually a form of Tourette's.
Yeah, we'll just blame it on that. So yeah, that's the MU. They're doing some good stuff. We also have PRS. I have it somewhere up here. I don't know where. I don't know if I did get up. Yeah, here we go. It's that next one. Emergency Relief Fund by the PRS. So they're doing the same thing for PRS members globally will be offered grants up to £1,000 each, depending on need. So
I thought that said depending on mead. I was just like, what?
If you're not drinking mead, you don't get bollocks all.
We will trade you emergency release for your mead.
So
I'll be well up for that.
What is it? It's PRS Emergency Relief Fund is open to those who have been PRS members for at least 2 years, earned at least £500 within the last 2 years, and are suffering genuine hardships from loss due to the coronavirus pandemic. So that's pretty nice. I mean, PRS, they collect music for you if it's been on the radio and stuff like that. So if you've made any money and now you're not, they'll help out. That's nice.
This isn't directly music related, but just because of the massive influx of universal credit applicants in the wake of this, if anyone knows any newly homeless people, or obviously just homeless people in general, who would be attempting to sign up for some sort of credit or may not think that they can get universal credit, which is obviously the system that came in to replace ESA and DLA and all that, is stacked against the end user of the system, of course, because this is on your own Britain. But you can, and please do tell homeless people this, you can list your local job centre as your place of abode, and that will allow you to apply for universal credit even if you don't have a fixed place of residence.
So
also, HSBC have just launched the first account for people without an address, which means you can get a bank account, which means you can get a job essentially. Now our government should have been posting this everywhere, but you will not hear about this. You will not hear about it. So remember, local job centre can be your place of address for applying to universal credit. And whatever the second thing I said, which was well important. What was it?
The only thing that you forgot to mention, though, is that if there's any homeless people that you know, they've probably been FEMA'd by now. The government housed all
Well, I mean, yeah, if we're going that deep, then yeah.
Well, the government housed all the homeless last week. How did they fucking do that? They've not been able to do that for the last 70, 80, 100 years. How did they home them all
so
of a
they
sudden?
either couldn't do it, they either could do it and just didn't want to, or housed has taken on a very loose term.
They've been housed in the small flaming box.
Oh God! Look, this is what I meant, right? I was trying to like veer this down like I was being milder than I usually am, and you just.
I'm sorry.
God, you've just jumped up and grabbed the machete, haven't you?
Anyway, so we were talking about people helping, right? Not people hindering. Yeah. People helping. Let's stay nice.
I'll help then.
Yeah. So this is no, it wasn't this one I was going to talk about. Record store love. No, that's not it. Oh, it should be that. Boom, boom, boom. Love Record Stores Initiative. Here we go. This was started up by I can't even remember who. It's like the vocalist of the Jam or something, I think. But basically, all the record stores are bollocks right now. It's a non-essential. It's been closed down. So Record Store Day, I think, is meant to be this month. And it's been postponed to June. Yeah, I've got that down here. So Record Store Day has been moved, and that's when a lot of bands release that don't usually release vinyl. They'll release something on Record Store Day and
it's
make
an
a big deal out
important
of
date
it.
to note.
So I've not actually read this properly, what they're doing, but you can see there's loads of people that are like, there's this new initiative, Love Record Stores initiative, to I think get people to buy stuff online from their record stores and just still patronise these places that they've only just recently started coming back, really, haven't they?
Yeah. And
now they're probably all bollocksed. So
it's gonna be I think the businesses that have not survived so far are just there may be new iterations of them. I can't see the same kind of industry reforming after all of this.
It's weird. I mean, the music industry's been in a weird way for years anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
since payola.
I don't know. The whole analog to digital thing changed it. So now that we have bedroom musicians, before that, you know, if you listen,
hello, I'm one.
Yeah, well, if you listen to Motown, any Motown records, you've got James Jamerson on bass. It was done at one recording studio at Motown Records. That was literally the state of the industry.
He did the bass for Motown.
That's it. So and that it was pretty much vocalists came into Motown recording studio and left with a Motown record. Now we're in a world where two fucking nutters can just get together and make drum and bass on laptops that you can buy from what we used to call shops.
Yeah. What we used to call shops. How long have we been streaming for? Because I need to eat at one point.
About half hour.
That's all right.
I wanted to do about an hour. We can run through these things and then.
No, that's no worries. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to go diddle around, use the bathroom quickly and stuff.
No worries. I'll just talk about some other bits. Or I won't. I'll just wait here.
Well, no, don't just sit there silently. You can be a one-man army. You can keep running through the stuff you've done. Or you can just do that. Jesus Christ. You look about 70. Sorry. Right, give me 2 seconds, okay?
Right. Dead time. I mean, I could probably... How about I do this instead? Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum. Self-promotion, self-promotion.
we got to cover then?
All right, sorry. I was just playing some musical interlude whilst running backwards and forwards trying to find the missus phone. Right, so they're like, we were just talking about...
Oh, wait, hang on. Should we announce the competition winner?
Yeah, I suppose.
We can announce that. I just saw his name on the Discord, so I thought we'd give him a shout out.
Do it.
All right. So just as an interlude, we did have a t-shirt competition, and apologies, sir, because I'm going to absolutely butcher this pronunciation. But we are sending a t-shirt over to India. So congratulations, Gujarat Gandhinagar, maybe Gujarat Gandhinagar. Congratulations and enjoy your Stonx t-shirt. We are very, very glad to send that over to you. So thank you very much for entering.
Yep, I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know how long it'll take. Sorry, everything's a bit mad at the moment. But
yeah, everything's mental at the moment, but we'll get that to you, Gujarat. We'll get that to you.
On its way, buddy.
It's coming to you, man. So yeah, congratulations, buddy.
There's also going to be another competition at some point. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Eventually, I'm just going to start selling my organs.
Yep. We'll do a kidney competition.
Kidney comp.
Okay, so let's just talk about some more stuff. Free stuff to listen to, free stuff to do, free stuff. Right. I'll do this one because it's here. Montreal Jazz Festival. It has not been cancelled yet. It's on July the 3rd to the 18th. I know this isn't drum and bass or electronic music, but these are like some of the world's best musicians. So if you don't watch Montreal Jazz Festival, you're missing out on some serious stuff. Like, look, Ray Charles, Wu-Tang Clan, Johnny Cash, Nina Simone, Marvin Gaye, Deep Purple, Carlos Santana.
I want to see a Ray Charles and Wu-Tang Clan crossover set with Deep Purple.
But they've got, you can go to Montreal Sounds, enter the free code, and watch tons of awesome musicians playing the festival over the years.
Free Majeffa 1M.
Free Majeffa.
Majeffa.
They're still not cancelled yet. It's July 3rd to the 18th, but it probably will get cancelled because this shit ain't going to blow over overnight, is it?
No, not with the...
So if you're missing Montreal Jazz Festival and you're sad, you can watch tons of awesome performances for free.
Nice one.
It's just a good thing to, if there's 50 concerts, each one's probably going to be an hour. That's 50 hours of content. That gives you 2 days.
Fill up your time, get some culture.
That's the one. Resident Advisor, they've got something up, Save Our Scene. They've got a campaign. Again, you just read it, sign it, Here's how you can help buy music and merchandise.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I mean, this is a good opportunity to be an activist in any way you can, really.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just like these websites, like Resident Advisor, have been helping artists, musicians, DJs for years, and now's they take their cut, they take their percentage off the top, and now's the time they can kind of give a bit back and help out. So it's nice that they are. They're not obliged to, It's just nice that they are. And I think the rest of these, all of these up here, is all free shit for you to have fun with. So this one here, Sonable and Focusrite. I was telling
this is what I've been. Yeah, you've been telling me.
I was telling you about this the other day, and you're like, "Yeah, but how much is it?" It's fucking free. So this is, I don't know. I suppose you'd call it an AI, although it's not really. But it's, it listens to your music and applies EQ to it. So I would call that a version of AI. It's analysing and doing stuff. So you can see here. You can say drums, press learn. Play your drums in. If you want it warm, neutral or bright, it'll add the EQ to make it sound like it should like. You could say this is like lazy beginner stuff, but even when you're, I hesitate to call us pro, but we have been doing it for like fucking 20 years or something. What could we say? Stonx, a combined 30 years experience of music production. It's like,
I don't know, I was drunk for a long time. And I was doing stuff all the time then.
So yeah, but even if you've got a good ear and you're trained in this stuff, having a quick one button plugin that can fix a mix is the difference between shelving a track and getting it out there. So,
you sort of come full circle on these things as well, because once you worked out how all of these different aspects and hello client security, you can go away, fuck off. Once you've worked out how all these different things are utilized and how they work at sort of a mechanical level, you then just go, All right, well, I use the box.
Yeah. So, moving straight in from what you've just said on a mechanical level, let's go all the way to here. cherryaudio.com/voltage modular. They are giving all of this away. I think it's actually just for free, not even a time period. Where have I got it written down here somewhere? On all my bloody crappy bits of paper. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's totally free. So if you want to learn modular synthesis, I don't know where the actual link is. Let's go to the store. There should be something.
It's got all the wires like reason.
Yeah. But it's full. If you want to learn modular synthesis, there's a.
I might have a go on that.
They're giving away a bunch of stuff.
Oh, lovely.
I'm pretty sure there is 22 modules and 130 presets that are free.
Nice.
So I'm not sure where it says.
So
about
there's
that.
lots of stuff to fill your time with.
Yep. If you're a guitarist,
Man, like, all you got to do is stay indoors. Like, we're still seeing people, like, it's sunny outside, right? And we're still seeing, well, they've just had to close our local park because there was like 1,000 people there. Like,
Yeah,
what are
it's
you
mad.
doing? Stay inside, learn some modular synthesis.
wait,
Like,
what's your
come
problem?
on. Yeah, what's going on?
This is another fun one. It's I'd probably say mostly used for guitars, but can be used for anything. 2 Notes Wall of Sound. It's amp sim and mic sim, so you can reamp and remic your sounds.
Oh, nice.
Again, free lifetime license right now. Just I can download it, get it, press the button.
You can fill up a day just downloading all this stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Now free with 2 virtual cabinets until the 30th of April 2020. Download the plugin, receive a lifetime license containing 2 virtual cabinets.
Yeah.
So, now's the time to download all this stuff, even if you don't use it now. Get it. You have a chance to use this stuff. The guys that make this spend a lot of time getting frequency responses from different cathedrals. They travel the world, doing setups and reamping and remicing stuff to get you these impulses. So it's
That's always a job I wanted, was doing like the impulse responses in a huge, massive room.
Fucking boring.
Firing the thing off like the whoop.
Yeah, acoustic, boring math stuff though. That was the module.
Yeah,
I don't think I failed.
I wish I was that nerdy, dude. I wish I'm maths and me, mate. I like it. We were talking about this the other day, right? So you had like dyslexic at school?
Dysmathsic.
Yeah, was there?
I don't know.
Or you just told you shit at maths, weren't you?
The way I always remember my maths is when I was in like year 4, I was doing maths at a year 9 level. By the time I was in year 11, I was still doing maths at a year 9 level. I peaked way early. And now
I feel like I peaked way early as well. I'm around for this is my renaissance now.
It's all groove.
So
reverb, free reverb. Bias
Reverb.
Effects 2.
I'm as free as a verb.
Free as a free verb. Positive Grid Bias Effects 2. If you don't know this, check out my boy Pete Cottrell. He's got a couple of videos I think, where he uses this and gets some fucking
do you want to plug
sick-
his actual? What's Pete's actual YouTube? We'll plug it.
It's Pete Plays Music, I think it is.
There you go. Pete plays music. He is one of the most talented guitarists I think I've ever seen in my life.
Definitely the most talented guitarist I've ever had the pleasure of working with. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Downtuning guitar sounds heavy, right?
Is he the most talented guitarist you've had the pleasure of pleasuring?
Yes, definitely.
All of the
Bias
time.
Positive Grid. I'm pretty sure he's got some videos.
There you go.
about it.
Yeah, there's
look.
Pete. There you go. He's great, mate. He's lovely. I've met him like, I don't know, 10, 15 times. He seems absolutely lovely. And his guitaring is more on point than when the
story when I actually met Pete, as I auditioned to be a guitarist for the band Shell Shock, and I got the role. I was good enough for it. The week later he emailed like, oh, I'm interested in the thing, and the Shell Shock guys contacted me and were like, look, we've got another guy that he wants to audition. They were looking for a bassist at the time, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, audition him. If he's better than me, I don't really care, like whatever. He came in the door and just went I was, oh yeah, fuck it, I'll learn bass, whatever. Fine. And that was it. Best guitarist
I like
ever.
it. I like doing that when you see someone who's so much better than you that you're just like, whatever.
Like, literally, the band was better for having him as a guitarist. Just like,
Yeah, man.
it's fine. And then I learnt upright bass and just had fun with that. I just thought
That was fun. I enjoyed your upright bass.
If I'm not going to be good, I'll be a gimmick. It worked.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've run for.
Yeah, man. So another one, Minimoog. If you guys love your Moog sounds. Unfortunately, this is only an iOS, so I can't use this one. But if you've got an iPad or whatever, you can.
I kept that 2009 iMac around.
Yeah, look, free Minimoog. So it's just, I mean, you can probably make a Minimoog on the analog in Ableton pretty easily, but it just gives you all the knobs and gives you everything to play around with. It's a good bit of fun. This is not music related, but I use it all the time for our videos, the Adobe CC suite. So if you are a student, I think you get more stuff than if you're not. You basically get an at-home license. So if you use any of this stuff, if you're at college or uni or whatever, they're giving you 90 days access to an at-home license, so you can do everything that you wanted to do, keep learning. They've also got Adobe Connect, which is their version of this, Zoom, TeamViewer, or whatever. And if you are on a subscription plan for the Adobe CC, the Creative Cloud thing, then they've paused subscription payments for 3 months. So, you know, that's just helps out. That's nice. Also, another one for you Apple people. I don't think I got this one up here, but I've got it written down. Let me just see if I can find it. But Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro X are both got free 90-day trials.
Oh. So, Logic's.
Yes, Logic Pro X. That probably won't work on your Mac because I think you've got to be on Sierra or whatever the latest one is.
Yeah. I don't know. That looks like my Mac.
Yeah, I suppose. If you go by, I think somewhere they had it. Free trial. I don't know. Can't remember.
You have to go through like 18 links.
Yeah, probably.
I'm always nicely surprised by Logic's price.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I suppose it's because you've already had to buy a Mac, innit?
Yeah, if you've already spent £2,000 on the Macs, the least they could do.
Yeah.
And Final Cut. I don't use Final Cut, obviously I use Adobe. But yeah, free 90-day trials with that. Avid, so this is Pro Tools and Media Composer and Sibelius. All of them 90-day free trials. So if you use here we go, Pro Tools is DAW for well, they actually have MIDI now, don't they? I always just think of it as the audio DAW.
I know. I've still not really explored it, to be honest.
It's one of those high-end things. I always just thought if you've
I think they had quite a nice drum machine in there somewhere.
I've not actually even seen any of the MIDI stuff that they've got.
It was called Boom or something, but I don't know if it was actually good or whether it was the worst.
Media Composer. I don't even know what this is, but it's free. What is it?
Don't know.
Looks like they use it.
It's
for film and stuff.
It's like hyped up. It's like in between Movie Maker and Premiere Pro, really.
Yeah,
I guess.
that there looks like Premiere, so yeah, it looks that kind of thing. And Sibelius is for doing all your notation.
It looks like it's got something to do. It looks like it was edited that Ottoman series on Netflix. I think I recognise the characters. I think it might have been edited on that or something.
Is that what these guys are?
Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I thought that was it. That, I mean, that realistically, that could be like some other Ottomans from an Ottoman TV program.
It's all the same bollocks.
I definitely think they're Ottoman.
I don't know enough about that.
I was watching a documentary the other day.
I was watching a documentary on mushrooms the other day. I think I'm going to watch all documentaries like that from now on. Silly. Right, so what else we got? Yeah, and Sibelius, which is for doing your notation.
Yeah, posh scoring.
Posh scoring, yeah. If you don't want to use Tab and you want to be a posh bastard, then you use Sibelius. Reaper, which is
it's great. Reaper now.
I thought it was free a while ago, but no, now they're doing the same thing. Free license, temporary free license. So.
Oh, I've always wanted to have a poke around in Reaper.
Yeah, have a poke around with it. It costs not so much.
Not so much.
So, I mean, compare it to Ableton.
That's pretty decent.
Ableton Suite has cost us a pretty.
I imagine Fruity Loops will probably do something free soon if they haven't already. They're pretty good with stuff like that.
I've not checked them out actually, but yeah, I imagine they would have done something.
It's always worth it. I got time for Fruity Loops.
Man.
It enabled a load of people to get on the music hype, so that's sick.
I think also I just mentioned Ableton, which is our main jam, but usually you can download Ableton Live as a free trial, but they're actually giving Ableton Suite as a free trial now, which means you get to fuck around with the Wavetable, which is their new synth, which is basically Serum. It's sexy as fuck. And then you've got Operator, which is my like go-to.
Yes.
FM.
If you want to operate, you must get the Operator.
Analog, and just a few of their other high-end VSTs. I don't know, can't remember what it was, 60-day, 90-day free trial, but better than a kick in the face, eh? Plugin Alliance, they are giving you a bunch of stuff as well. 30-day free trial on everything. So if you've got any plugin that you want to try out that's on Plugin Alliance, you can try it. So products, let's see what they got. Compressors and EQs and Focusrite stuff. Everything you want basically. They got like hundreds of plugins here.
Quite like the idea of that subsynth.
Where's that one?
Up red, BX subsynth.
The holy grail of bottom end.
Yeah, no, I'm such a fucking. I see that and I'm like, I don't want to say it, but I do want it.
Well, give it a go. Free trial. You can get a free trial of it now. For
look how few buttons that bus compressor's got as well. Do you know what I mean?
Just press yes. I want my music to sound better.
Yes, I want the music sound nice now.
Pro sound effects, which I don't see any point in because we both use freesound.com, don't we?
Yeah.
Which is free sound effects, but the Pro Sound Effects given a 60-day free trial.
I mean, this is a nice thing. So we use some royalty-free. We might have mentioned this before, but we use some royalty-free female vocals, and the girl actually she got in contact with us. So we've got to reach out to her again, but we're hopefully going to do some more work with her, which is quite nice.
Yeah, we were hoping.
But it was kind of funny because she seemed really like sheepish about the fact that she was gonna like ask us for her fee, and like obviously that's just her fee.
Yeah,
like if we want her to do something for our track, so what was her name? Like Enlia or something.
Yeah,
like Enlia, if you end up listening to this, you don't have to be shy about asking for the money for the service you provide, man. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
we wanted to do more, and we're willing to. Yeah, we're more than happy to.
Yeah, obviously it's always in business. It's one of those weird things talking about money, but
yeah,
we
that's what I always try and crack that open in my life because like not talking about money is just how your bosses cheated you into not knowing that everyone else gets paid more.
That's the one. But yeah,
we use capitalism.
It's called capitalism. We use Free Sounds, which is free for Free Sounds anyway. But if you wanted to use this, whatever,
royalty-free images as well. Unsplash is the boy.
Yeah. But if you wanted to see what ProSoundEffects.com have, they might have some nicer stuff. You can get a 30-day free trial with that. I think the next one is Stonx. Yes. So,
I like Stonx.
You know the Oxford inflator that I use, my magic button on everything? That's a Stonx. So they're doing a work from home license for 90 days as well. So you can check out all of their stuff, dynamic EQs and drum gates, and I'm sure their inflator and other stuff's on there. It's quality stuff. What else is? Here's Ableton. So they've got live suite. Instead of live, the suite is what you can actually download now. Have a mess around with Wavetable and all their new stuff. Oh yeah, drum bus. I've used that quite a bit in the new tracks.
Yeah, I do like that.
Crusher. Pedals, good new distortion, EQs, and they've changed ping pong delay and put it all in this new delay thing. Bunch of new stuff to check out on Suite if you wanted to. Roland have released Zen Beats. I think this one is another one that's totally free. Yeah, free until the 15th of April. So it's like a little MIDI matrix. And you can try it for free, download it on your phone, make some beats. It's kind of like the old Roland. Look, they've got TR-80 there. Make some beats on your phone.
Creativity through limitations.
Yeah, look, here he is. He's having some fun.
He's having a whale of a time. Look at him.
He's loving it. He's fucking
loving it.
loving
What's he got on his wrist? Is that just like a bit of foil?
Yeah, he's
probably it's to protect him from 5G.
Yeah, he's got the tinfoil hat and put it on the wrist instead. So
yeah, man, he's easy. I like the fact that he's bohoing that up a little bit.
We'll get them on. They'll be on the merch store soon. We'll have tinfoil wristbands.
Yeah. We've had one bloke buy out off the merch store. It cost us £7. We don't know what the bloody hell happened.
I had to pay for digitisation of the image, so I worked out all the margins so that we should have made a couple of quid. but I ended up having to pay hidden fees. Who thought?
See
Who'd
what I
have
have to
thunk
work
it?
with. See what I have to work with, people.
Yeah, bollocks. And that's pretty much everything I had on my list, really.
Cool.
There was a few other things that we missed out. Contact had a synth called Analog Dream. That was free until April the 1st.
Oh, nice.
But that's not free anymore. And yeah, I'm sure a bunch of other companies will do stuff in time, so just keep your eyes peeled on all of that.
Yeah.
There's one other thing I have to say, which is devastating news, James.
Mhm.
Eurovision's been cancelled this year.
Mm.
What are we going to do? There's no cheesy Europop this year.
At least there won't be any chance for anyone to slight our independence.
Yeah, that's the one.
Honestly, I mean, I figure when it came to the points section this time, like, someone was just going to run up to the British guy and just square him in the nuts. Yeah, get the old nuts and face at the same time and just leave him like a throwing up, pissing mess on the floor.
I'd love to see what we have. Nil pois!
We deserve like -8 trillion pois. Sorry, world, for the last year and the fact that it's culminated in this. But one thing I wanted to close off with is I've been keeping really, really current. I've got like so essentially I've nearly died a buttload of times. So I've got like some pretty interesting levels of health anxiety. So I've been keeping really, really up to date with all this COVID-19 stuff. And so far, most up to date things is if people are worrying about, and I'm sure as a younger person and a selfish person like myself, you are worried about these younger deaths that don't appear to be related to anything. A lot of this appears to be due with agenetics. So if you've had a family member that seems to have got through it, okay, you're probably all right. But a lot of it seems to be about viral load as well. Now, this is the amount of virus that you continually intake. Now, you want to limit that as much as you can, because I guess I'm obviously not a doctor.
We are not
but
doctors.
I guess if you fight it off in little bits, then you might even be able to build up some kind of immunity. But if not, then you at least are fighting off small bits of it and you can cope with it and you'll get a milder form. So you want to be pretty much stripping off when you get home, have a dirty area. Anyone who's worked in the kitchen will be aware of non-cross-contaminatable areas. You don't have to panic. You just have to do stuff, change things. Don't be an arsehole. Don't just go outside because you think you're not going to get it. What the fuck is wrong with you? I know you've just had like 4 years, especially if you're in the 2 of the main Western countries, you've had 4 years of this individualist, horrifying attitude, but try and fight against that programming. And just calmly make little changes. You know, I know people that haven't even got anti-bac soap in their house yet, and you need to be packing that stuff. If it's not going to kill you, it's going to kill someone else. And
I haven't had my hands have not been this clean in like.
Yeah, mate. Ollie lives on a boat. Like, I can't remember the last time I even knew he was a white dude. Like, so yeah, like he's making the effort, and like, just make sure you've got a separate area. Leave your clothes in there, like, you know, it's staying around on clothes maybe for 72 hours. So you want to make sure you just getting that in the wash as quickly as you can, and just look after yourself. Stay really calm, and you will more than likely be okay. There is actionable stuff that you can do without panicking and running to the shops and buying all the fucking loo roll to actually protect yourself and make yourself feel a bit better about it.
The number one thing you should do, just stay inside and make music.
Yeah, do that. But if you are going outside, you've got to almost imagine that you're just doing a complete clean off when you get into your house. You can't bring that shit in. So just keep it. I've got like a little crate that I'm leaving my clothes in, and I'm transferring them straight to the wash, sanitizing my hands afterwards. So I would suggest that you do the same.
And hey, dude, if it is actually not even there's a virus and it's 5G or some bollocks, there's no harm in just fucking leaving your clothes outside for a couple of hours.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
No.
Just take precautions. It's
that
not
5G might stick to you. Who knows?
No, but what I mean is, if it all turns up that it is bollocks, it wasn't hard to just wash your hands a couple extra times and change your clothes.
Yeah, that's
more
the
often.
thing. Like, you got to fight against that resistance to people telling you what to do.
Yeah, man. Who knows?
This time they're just looking out for you. Like, obviously, our governmental reaction has been beyond catastrophically atrocious.
I mean, we're looking at some 1984 shit right now, but
so you really, honestly are. You've got to look out for yourself. Keep your smart brain. Don't fucking freak out.
Yeah.
And we will essentially, by and large, we will get through this. It will be fucking horrifying. I know it already is for some areas, but if we act now and keep actionable goals in front of us, then we will keep facing the challenges as they come. So do that.
Yeah,
stop panicking.
Fine. Stop panicking. Stop being dickheads.
It's hard because it feels like there's a fucking bird beating out my chest.
Yeah, man. Like, I've had a few days where I've just felt like,
yeah,
but you know, get on with it. I had those days before all this shit kicked off. Sometimes you just have those days, innit?
You know what I mean? Like, so that's the best thing. Like, listen to people like us, mate. We've been fucking. I've been up the spout for years, mate. Look, I just wake up in terror and reverie every Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, you don't.
Have a listen to us. There's stuff you can do. You've got to keep 3 actionable goals in front of you at all times. Do not run out of things to do in the wake of this, but also keep the things that you are doing pragmatic and reasonable.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think we're pretty lucky. We started this in November. We're kind of in a role now of getting music out and doing stuff, and that's definitely keeping my brain active.
Yeah,
otherwise,
we have creative outlets.
Well, I spent a lot of time last year learning tracks for a band that I was meant to be doing session work with this year, and that's all been blown out the water. So if I didn't have this, I'd be freaking out a bit more. Like, well, what have I wasted all my time last year? I'm wasting my time now. Blah, 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 blah. But just don't worry about that. Get something else. Get a new project on the go. And and
if it's anything music based, just ask us.
Yeah, man. I'm always willing to help.
We're here. We're not doing anything. I'm working in the evenings, so I'm around in the day.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to do a live stream every other day. Either walk through one of the tracks we've already done, do some like bass sound design, or work on someone else's track. Keenboy sent me a track the other day that I want to do some work on, so I'll probably be doing that this week at some time. Yeah, man, it's just keep yourself busy and try out some of these new VSTs that everyone's releasing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get some of these VSTs in your life.
Like, why not?
Yeah, less COVID-19, more Roland 808.
Yeah, mate, we love a bit of it.
Right. Well, I guess we can probably wrap this up. This actually went a lot more fluidly than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, man, we went through everything in the list. It seemed pretty cool.
Apparently, when I said at the start, don't worry, I'll just do it, I kind of meant it.
Yeah, that's what we like. Oh, nice. So I might do some editing. I might chuck it straight on Facebook. I don't know. I mean, YouTube.
We'll have an offline chatto and stuff.
Yeah, man. Sweet.
All right.
Well, let's say bye to everyone. Cheers for tuning in. And this has been the first episode. Well, it's the second episode that we've recorded, but that first.
We'll call it the first one. Let's say this is the premiere episode of Stonxcast.
Stonxcast. It's out now. This is it. You're watching it. This is Stonxcast.
Might have to limit the amount of accents we're pulling in these.
Maybe we limit them. Maybe we do not limit them. If we go global, it is bollocks. Everything go wrong.
How do you turn the live off then?
I can do that by pressing this button here. Stop